am feeling excited and inspired and like really motivated to work.
I did not know what I was getting myself into with that.
But this will be good because this should peer pressure me into getting a good amount of work done, which I need. I don't know why I'm awake. It's working for me. How did you manage to scale your writing to the point where it is now? And how did you know you'd be successful? I don't know what got into me. I'm getting down to the wire. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Another day, another vlog I didn't do any kind of intro for, so I'm jumping in here to add one. Then I'll send you back. If you're new here, hi, my name's Katie Wismer. I'm an author. I write fantasy and romance books. My 12th book is called Tell Me It's Wrong. It's coming out on April 14th. You can pre-order it now. All the links are down below. I think that's all you need to know. We're just gonna hang out. I will say the last couple of vlogs have been very lifestyle focused. That is still going to be in this vlog, but I am working more. So we are getting back to kind of business as usual. I am feeling excited and inspired and like really motivated to work. So if you have missed the like author and writing content, there will be more. There will still be the lifestyle stuff because I'm enjoying that, and I think some of you guys seem to be enjoying it. But if you missed the work stuff, it's coming back. I'm getting my shit together. Okay, I'll send you to the beginning of the vlog. So I've been experimenting with my fueling for my runs, and I was so nervous to try these goos because so many people talk like so badly about them and hate them so much, and I liked them. I was really pleasantly surprised. I went with the watermelon and the lemon today because this one had caffeine, this one doesn't. A little mix. And then also these salt sticks, the watermelon flavor. And I swear to God, there was a candy like this in the early 2000s that was just like a tube, and it came out and it was gel like this, and I think I liked that as a kid, so no wonder. Now we're doing electrolytes and a protein shake. And I am thoroughly soaked in sweat. This is not the color of this sports bra. What I didn't know about these until recently is how different they are. It's not just like a different flavor. Like this one has so much more sodium than this one, in addition to having caffeine. So I'm gonna mix and match and figure out what feels best for me. The protein shake on its own is definitely not gonna cut it. Thankfully, I have a ton of leftovers from dinner. I got some pasta and some zucchini noodles, and I'm gonna add some vegan chicken in there. I feel dead. I don't know what got into me. I ran yesterday and today, and those both were the two longest runs I've done and like the hardest runs I've done since I started training. They were great. I was feeling great. Not feeling so great right now. Like I don't feel bad, I feel fine. I'm just really tired now. Now I'm gonna sit here and watch YouTube and be dead to the world while I inhale this. Luckily, I did get a lot of work done this morning. I got through 4 chapters and Tell Me It's Wrong. So that feels good. I'm currently watching ranking horror movies. So if you also like horror movies, this is a channel that I like. It's called Haunted Hippie, and I also, as you can see and suggested down there, Obsessed by Horror. Those would be my 2 channel recs if you like horror movies. Now I'm in the mood to watch a scary movie. So I'm starting The Substance. I've wanted to watch this for a while, but I didn't want to have to pay to rent it, but we bit the bullet. We're gonna rent it, we're gonna watch it. So I've heard nothing but good things about it. I'm very much looking forward to it. On another note, if you'd like an update from the previous vlog about the Huel stuff, I have tried the other flavors of their protein bars. I lucked out with which one I tried first because it's the best one. The chocolate caramel, 10 out of 10. Delicious. I literally tried it again tonight because I was like, maybe it was a fluke that I liked it so much, because some of the other flavors I did not like. The peanut caramel and then the chocolate fudge brownie I've tried. I still haven't tried the like raspberry one, but those two, like, they were edible. I finished them. I won't repurchase them. They were just like drastically different than this one. That one like really felt like I was just like, I could taste the protein powder. Like it tasted like I was eating a protein bar. This one, to me, tastes like a Twix. Delicious. So this flavor is good. The other two, not so much. Like I said, they were fine. Like I've had worse as far as protein bars go, but I'm not gonna repurchase them. The energy drink, same problem as I have with Milani News, is they come in the big size, which is 200 milligrams of caffeine, which is too much for me because I'm caffeine sensitive. So I can only drink about half of it. And when I did drink it the other day, I was like kind of jittery. But then if I drank it before I did my workout, like I smashed that workout. So I might use it more as a pre-workout now. But sometimes I'll get kind of like headaches and almost like almost like vertigo, just kind of like disoriented if I've had too much caffeine. I didn't experience that with this one, which was good for me. And then the powder, the meal replacement, I haven't tried shaking it again by itself, but I did put it in a smoothie after my run yesterday, and it was great in a smoothie. Those are my updates for that. Like I think I told you earlier, I worked on Tell Me It's Wrong first thing this morning, which went really well. I went through all of my beta feedback, made a bunch of comments, added to my list, and now we're just making our way through the draft from the beginning to the end. And now that I'm in like that stage with this book, I am itching to get into a rough draft of another book. I'm thinking it's gonna be Cam's book that I work on. So yeah, that might be coming up within the next couple of days as we're gonna get back into that. I need to like dig up all my notes and make a little more concrete of an outline and just remind myself of like how much planning I've done for this book because I haven't touched it in several months. Hopefully I was in focus. This keeps going out of focus. So yeah, I would really like to get into drafting, and because I feel like I can handle that alongside like line edit kind of stuff. While I was still trying to figure out a few big picture developmental stuff, I felt like my brain couldn't go both ways, but now I feel like I could manage both. I felt like I had another update for you, but I can't really think of. Oh, funnily enough, as we were talking about in a previous vlog, how I like don't really market the anti-relationship year anymore, but like every once in a while I'll put up a video. After it was like on my mind that day, I posted a video of it that day. Immediately that video took off. I thought it was very amusing. So yeah, it's selling well right now. And I also posted a video about Broken Perfect Lies because after I said like, yeah, I don't really market that one too much either, immediately did well. So they're both selling well right now. Funny. Lastly, and then I'm really gonna put away the camera. I saw people asking in the last several videos my thoughts on the TikTok ban, and perhaps I will sit down later in this vlog and like get into my thoughts. I don't really want to be honest. It's something that's outside of my control. It's going to be devastating to me and a lot of other people, so it's just like, it's not something that's fun to talk about, and it's not really something I want to put my time and energy into because like I said, it's out of my control. If you happen to be a member of my Patreon, I do talk about it in length in this video. I talk about it for like 5 minutes in there, my thoughts on it in general. But in general, this is a really shitty thing that's happening, but we will make do, we'll figure it out. It's the people on the platform that make it special, not the platform itself. So whatever comes next, we will figure it out. I have hit many a roadblock in my life, and this is an unfortunate and seemingly meaningless and senseless one. Like there's really no valid reason why this is happening, but we'll figure it out. You guys, I did not know what I was getting myself into with that. I thought I did. I did not know. It's quite foggy this morning. Get it, Max? I feel like she does this at the same time every day. It's like part of her internal clock. Must destroy this post. And Dean just observes. Yeah, I know I need to take down my tree. Oh, you have something to say? Oh. It like looks like a stain on the camera, but then I look at it and I can't see anything in person. I'm so confused. I have no desire to eat, but we have to have something. So we're doing this chia seed thing. It has turned into a filming day. I just filmed the For the Readers video for Patreon. I'm gonna import that footage and maybe get started on editing it and potentially film something else today. We'll see. I don't know why I decided today when there's absolutely no sunlight would be a good day to film, but that's why we're filming over here near the windows to try and get, well, at least a little bit of light. Now about noon, I finished filming that video, got it all ready. It's up on Patreon now. It looks like this. It's our first video in the new For the Readers tier over there. I do want to get at least a few more chapters of Tell Me It's Wrong done today. My thing is, I have my list of things I'm trying to edit, and it's funny because they're like all stuff that needs to happen at the beginning or all stuff that needs to happen at the end pretty much. And I might be able to like sprinkle in 1 or 2 things in the middle. But that means just certain sections of the book are really fast and I'm just going through, and I'm like doing a minor line edit right now, but because I'm looking for other stuff, I just I want to keep the flow, so I don't want to go super slow. So we are going to do another pass after this to get more into the line level edits, but I am kind of just like cleaning things up as I go. But the reason why I can get through like 4 chapters really quickly sometimes is because not much needed to be changed. And I think this next wave of chapters, actually might not. We might be able to actually include a few things here. So we'll see. We'll see. My point is I don't have a certain number of chapters I want to get through each day, because some days it might take me an hour to do 1 chapter and some days it might take me an hour to do 5 chapters. So I just want to work on it a little bit every day. There's 46 chapters currently, including the epilogue, and we're halfway through the month of January. So honestly, if I could finish this past before the end of the month, 15 days, if I'm doing at least 2 chapters, a little bit more than that a day, we should be able to finish in time. So that's loosely my goal. And I am posting on TikTok like my life depends on it. I am posting like several a day on every single one of my like 7 accounts, just trying to use it while I have it. So doing that also takes a little bit of time. That's also been a focus for the past few days. I definitely want to do some kind of workout today. Definitely not running because I ran the past 2 days. I'm surprised, like I am sore. I am like, don't get me wrong, I am sore, but I like thought I was gonna feel worse today. So I feel like we could do like a pretty solid workout today. Maybe some kind of like strength is probably the vibe. But I think I want to try and do work first. I do feel like lately I've been prioritizing my workouts and then like I get to the work afterwards. We're gonna try to switch that today. If you're wondering how the energy drink has been going, can you tell? Can you tell? It's working for me. Also, as far as my Huel update goes, if you care, I did try the meal replacement thing again today and I just shook it up and I only used 1 scoop instead of the 2 and I only used water and it was fine. I mean, it's not like amazing, but if you're used to protein shakes and stuff like that, like it was good. As we transition into the writing part of my day, seems a worthwhile time to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is Dossier. Dossier is a fragrance company that makes perfumes inspired by luxury scents, and I pick one of their perfumes to go along with each of my books, and I only wear it when I'm working on the project, so I create scent association with it. Helps me stay focused, and it also is just a fun little routine that I like to do. I swear scent association is like backed by science. When I smell the particular scent for each book, like it really just helps immerse me into that book easier. The scent for Tell Me It's Wrong, the book I'm currently working on, is their floral honeysuckle. If you go into their website, it'll let you know which perfume each of theirs was inspired by, and they also have their new Dossier Originals line. They're clean, cruelty-free, vegan, and as someone who's fragrance sensitive, I love that these do not give me a headache. If you want to check them out, I will have them linked down below in the description. Cannot recommend them highly enough. I have loved incorporating them into my writing routine, but they're also just some of my favorite fragrances that I use on an everyday basis. If you need any recommendations, feel free to let me know. And without further ado, let's get back into the rest of the vlog. We're now moving into chapter 5. I am debating what I want to do with this draft as a whole once I'm done with it, because like I'm getting down to the wire and I have changed quite a bit from beta feedback from these last few rounds. Shout out to my beta readers. And I'm caught between like, I kind of want to bring in one more reader to read this new draft just to see what they say, if they say anything the other beta reader said, because then clearly I didn't fix the problem, if they point out anything else. And the only reason why I would not do that is I worry I don't have enough time and I don't want to rush them. I don't know if it's just like overkill and if that's just going to make me overthink more if I get more feedback. I don't know. So I know so many people reached out to me interested in beta reading this before, and I said like, I'm gonna get back to you, and then like so many things in my life happened around that time that I never got back to anybody. I'm so sorry. No, I really dropped the ball on that one. So if you reached out to me being interested in this and then you never heard back from me, please don't take it personally. It was just a series of unfortunate events that led to that. So potentially, I don't know, if I finish this draft at the end of January, if I could find someone who would be ready at the beginning of February, who could have this done in like a week or 2, if that's you, if you're interested in beta reading, if you're someone who did reach out to me and then never got a response, if you're still interested, if those first 2 weeks of February, if you think you could do it, I might bring in one more person if I can find a perfect fit. Ideally, I'm gonna hand it off to you and there are gonna be more problems. Let me know. If that's you, let me know. If not, like, if I can't bring anyone else, it's not the end of the world. But I feel like it would give me that extra peace of mind for someone to read it after I've made all of these changes and validate like, yeah, it's good now. It's good to go now. Anyway, we're moving into chapter 5. Chapter 5, done. Also made some real food. I highly recommend using the Just Egg Dave's Killer Bread Bagels, little child cheese. Mix in some nutritional yeast and some spinach and smash some avocado on it. Breakfast sandwich. So good. It's 2 o'clock, but breakfast sandwich. Look at Dean. We're finally getting some sun. So I was about to go work out. What is this? But I had you guys send in questions on Instagram, so I figured I would answer some before I get all sweaty. Apparently this hairdo has met its expiration date. So if you would like to participate in future Q&As. This isn't actually a Q&A. You can feel free to just comment on a YouTube video, or you can follow me at author Katesbookdate on Instagram. I have also made a new playlist just of the vlogs from this year. So if you, because I know I've been pumping them out pretty quickly, so if you need to get caught up, I'll have the playlist down below. First we have, how do you find artists for character art? So I would say social media is the best place, and a good way to find one is to be following other authors, and then when you see them post a piece of character art and you're like, oh, I like that art style, then go find the artist. I have found a lot of really amazing artists that way. I'm following a ton. If you want, you can just go to my Instagram and look at my following list and you will find lots of artists. Or if you just go on Instagram and you search like commissions open or something like that, a bunch of profiles will come up and you can kind of sift through them. And once you find one or two, it's easy to find others because they are often following each other, interacting with each other. Once you find one piece, you'll find more. Or the algorithm will start showing you more. Do you still make song playlists for writing playlists? I do. I am a big music fan. I will have my Spotify linked down below. I have lots of public playlists. I have one for every single one of my published books. And I think another question that I got, I can't remember on which vlog, was asking me for my running playlist, because I was talking about my running playlists. So I sift between like 10 different ones because I work out every day. So if I listen to the same one every day, I will get sick of it quickly. So I jump around a lot. And a lot of them I actually just use the like made for you playlists from Spotify. They make, if you just like search running, it'll come up with a bunch of like hype running music, rock running mix, like stuff like that. It'll just make them up for you. Or if you search like a certain BPM playlist, you can match it to your current pace. So like a 170 BPM playlist or something like that is usually pretty good. I also am making a couple of specific writing playlists. One is like my emergency playlist. It's like for when you are dragging and you really need a pick-me-up, and I only listen to that playlist in those moments, so I will not get sick of those songs. So I can link that one down below. Those are my like, I need something to kick me into high gear, I am struggling right now playlist. Like that one down below. It changes all the time because as soon as I start to get sick of a song, I take it out and I add new stuff in all the time, so it's constantly changing. How do you best balance working on multiple projects at once? For me, it's just about being in a different stage with different projects, then I can work on them at the same time. I can't do like 3 rough drafts all at the same time, but if I'm in line edits for one project and I'm doing a rough draft for another, easier for my brain to do that. And it kind of like developmental stuff, it's hard for me to do that with more than one book because I'm holding so much in my brain. So like outlining, developmental editing, or drafting, those all are under the same category. I can only be doing that for one project. But once we get into just like the grammar and the line level stuff, that's a totally different part of my brain. Like once we cross that line, then I can be working on 2 projects at the same time, if that makes sense. Like proofreading and outlining, easy. People who can like actively be writing more than one book at once, like props to you. I can for like short periods of time, but I can't consistently make it through more than one project like that. And then I think our final question is, I recently graduated from university and I'm doing writing full-time. How did you manage to scale your writing to the point where it is now? And how did you know you'd be successful? Well, first of all, congratulations. How did I scale? It was really slow and steady. I mean, I have it all documented on this channel, and it was really like planting the seeds for years without seeing any growth really, and then it just kind of all exploded at once. So just trusting that the fruits of your labor are gonna come through. It's just gonna take some time. I started publishing in 2020 and I started like really making good money in 2022, and by then I had 6 books out. So it was really just focusing on getting a ton of books in my backlist, and obviously not just like rushing them and throwing them out there. Like the #1 thing that's gonna make a difference is having good books. You can always learn a new way to market them, you can repackage them, but at the end of the day, you need to make sure the book is as good as you can make it. And then yeah, having a backlist is what makes a really big difference, because it's a lot easier now to market. I have more options because I have more books, and I have more opportunities for income to be coming in because there's a bunch of different entry points that people can go to instead of just having one book. You can make good money on just having a couple of books. I find it to be easier with more, and I used to be working like really hard in those first couple of years. Like I had 1 year where I published 3 books. Now I've really slowed down and I publish like 1 book a year currently. I would like to start publishing a little bit more, but just pumping those first couple of books out and really just focusing on that and building that backlist is really what's going to make all the difference, especially if you're writing in a series. How did I know I'd be successful? I don't know. I think if you're going to take a chance on anyone, it should be yourself. If you're going to take a leap of faith, it should be for something that you really want. It should be your passion. It should be your dream. I've wanted to pursue being an author since I was like 5 years old, and that has never changed. And I just feel like that's always been my like North Star or whatever. Like I've always just been driven in that direction, and I just kind of had this like soul deep knowing that like that's what I'm supposed to do. It sounds kind of cheesy, but like genuinely that's how it feels. It's like you're gonna come up with obstacles and people are gonna tell you that's not a real job, how are you gonna make money, and all of this nonsense, but you might get distracted, you might stray off your path. But it was like a magnet. I always came back to this path, and I just always deep down knew. And I think just having that complete faith and trust in yourself is really important for whatever it is that you want to do in life. And I do think that like I'm very big into manifestation and stuff, so I do believe that that's part of it. But I think the first step is just truly believing that you're going to be, and no matter what you're like seeing happen in your life right now, don't let that be evidence that you're not going to be. You just have to truly believe that like it's coming, it's just not here yet. I really believe mindset is really important and can be really powerful. And if there's anything that I could definitely say after looking back at my experience with each book that I published and how my career has progressed, that how a single book performs or how a single year turns out, it's not the end all be all for your career. I've had books that have flopped, I have books that have been poorly received, I have books that haven't sold, I've had years where I didn't see the growth that I wanted to see. I look back at my career as a whole and I'm really, really pleased, and I feel really successful, and I'm really, really grateful. But if you zoom into like smaller pockets of it, it might not seem that way. So I think it's important to like zoom out and have that big picture perspective, because even someone who's like really successful and is making a full-time living and stuff, it's still got bumps in the road. Success isn't linear, growth isn't linear. You have to be prepared for the bumps as well, but you have to have faith in yourself that you're gonna get through the bumps. Anyway, on that note, I'm gonna go work out. If you have any questions for the next vlog, feel free to drop them in the comments.
Good morning, 6:30. I've been up since like 4:30. I couldn't sleep. I don't know why I'm awake. But we're making breakfast. We're making pancakes in a bowl. What am I gonna do without TikTok giving me these recipes? I've had this before and it was delicious. So we have smashed about half of a banana in here. Next we add half a cup of milk. I could only find my 1/4 cup thing, but we're making it work. Last time I felt like this needed a little more liquid, so I'm gonna do a little bit more. A little vanilla extract, cinnamon, pancake mix. I'm almost out. I might not have enough for this, so we're just gonna use however much is in here. This is the plant-based Kodiak cakes. It's got some good protein in here. This is all we have left. We need half a cup. I think this might be close enough. I'm also gonna add a little protein powder. I'm gonna use this one. The serving size of this is 2 scoops, but we're just gonna do 1 scoop. That's like an extra 10 grams of protein. I'm also gonna add a little baking powder. What I love about making this in just like a Tupperware is I have no appetite in the morning, so I can just eat like half of this and then it's already in a leftovers container, and then I'll just eat the other half later in the day. I'm also gonna add some chocolate chips. I'm gonna put it in the microwave for like 2 minutes. Then I just add a little bit of peanut butter, and I didn't have any syrup, so just agave to half. Because like I said, I know myself, I know I'm only gonna eat half. It doesn't look great, I promise it's better than it looks.
Hi, it's much later. Now about 9:45. I'm actually meeting up with another author at a coffee shop, and we're gonna sit and work together at 11. So I'm kind of like putting off working on my book till then because I know I'm gonna sit and work on it for a little bit. I'm also like, I haven't had any caffeine this morning because I know I'm gonna get a coffee there and I can't do several cups worth. So I'm just kind of like at an impasse. But this will be good because this should peer pressure me into getting a good amount of work done, which I need because I only did 1 chapter yesterday. So we'll see how much work we can get done at the coffee shop. A little nervous about going around 11. I hope it's not so busy that we can't find seats. Hi, I have returned. I did not film anything. It's 2 o'clock. I also did not pull out my laptop for a single second. We didn't work at all. We went and we got coffee and we sat there and we talked for 2 hours, and then we walked and we got lunch and we sat there and we talked, and we did not work at all. So now I need to lock in and get some work done for the day, but I had such a nice time. It's just really nice to be around other authors and be able to like talk about that kind of stuff and have someone who completely understands and can like actually like riff off of you about that. My poor friends in my life who I usually talk to are not in this industry, and it's just not the same. So it was really, really enjoyable. She and I actually talked about putting together like a group and doing like a regular meetup where we can all just get together and write, and we're gonna try and put that together. So I don't know, maybe you'll hear more from me about that if you're in the Portland area. If you would be at all interested in joining our writing group, feel free to like slide into my DMs or something. And so I got some mail. I got a new running jacket, specifically a rain jacket. So I have a system right now to prevent me from overindulging and buying too much running gear right now because I'm like a little overzealous. The only things I have allowed myself to buy are things to like prevent injury, like getting good shoes, and then things that will force me to stop having certain excuses, aka now I can't be like I can't really run in the rain, I don't have a rain jacket. Now we have a rain jacket. This one is from Brooks. It feels real nice. I'm really excited. My other system, as like a little extra motivation, I keep track of every workout that I do in a week, and I have certain goals, and each thing that I can do is worth a certain amount of money, and if I for each workout I make a certain amount of money that goes in my gear bank, and I can only buy new clothes, like workout clothes and stuff, once I have amassed enough money in my bank from my workouts, if this makes sense. So for example, my goals of the week is to have at least 2 runs a week, 1 rest day, 2 strength days, at least 1 yoga. And if I complete all of those goals in a week, I get a bonus $1 per day of the week, so an extra $7. How it works is I get $1 per mile that I do. So if I do a 5-mile run, that's a $5 workout. $1 per non-running workout that I do, and then $1 for the rest day. So anyway, I currently have like 50 some dollars sitting in my gear bank, and I will not purchase anything unless I have enough money from that to do it. Does that make sense? I'm keeping myself in check, and it's also keeping me accountable to do all the workouts. This one was the exception because now I don't have an excuse. If it's raining, I can still run. That tangent aside, I need to get some writing done. So we're gonna set up and try and get through a few chapters. If I can get through at least 2 chapters today, I'll feel good. That's the goal, starting there. I'm actually going to end the vlog here so I can finish it up because I believe it's already about half an hour long. So thanks so much for hanging out with me this week. I will have links down below in the description for all kinds of stuff. If you have a question that you want answered in the next vlog, feel free to comment it down below. All of the Patreon content for the month is now live, and I think that's all I have as far as announcements goes. I'll see you guys next time, or I'll see you in our next video very, very soon. Bye. No.